Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session of Talking Girl, Women and Girls in ICT. My name is Nazerke Moldakyn. I'm a postgraduate student at Warwick Business School, studying MIS, Management of Information Systems. And I'm very excited to be having discussion today with Paula Felstead, an experienced technology executive and senior advisor. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech being recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020-2021. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on the fourth Thursday of each April. The objective of Girls in ICT Day are to help creating a global environment that empowers and encourages girls and young women to consider studies and careers in growing field of information and communication technologies. Talking Tech series is brought to you by the International Telecommunication Union, UN International Computing Center, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and also supports the Equal, the global partnership for gender equality in the digital age. The main goals of the initiative include interest and inspire girls and young women with information about the range of ICT careers, introduce female role models in tech and share information about their career journeys, and also showcase initiatives working with girls to support them in ICT field. Starting the session, I'm very happy to introduce you to Paula Felstead, who has a vast experience of working in technology for over than 25 years. Paula has a great knowledge and practice of working with and leading teams in digital transformation, tech strategy development, and tech consulting. My first question would be, so how exactly did you get into technology?
I was very lucky to have a very early PC, which will reveal my age, which was actually a ZX81, which I had at home for education, which, to be honest, I mostly use for playing games. However, I had never really thought about technology as being a career path. Then when I had to fill my school timetable, I was presented with a choice of either needlework or computer studies. And if anyone has seen my needlework, there was only one answer, which was computer studies. But at that stage, I had not really considered it as a career choice. It was just filling my timetable. But once I started working in that space, I found it really interesting and it really suited me. So what about you? How did you get into technology yourself?
Yes, compared to you, I had my first a bachelor experience in political science, more of a social science field. And after 2 years of work experience, I was thinking that I want to make a greater impact, that I want to change people's lives. And I think the ICT field, the power of internet and software products is the great way to reach people, to reach more audiences. That's why I'm interested in developing software for people that will empower them to do more things, to fulfill their career and education potential, something like this.
That's a really good positive reason for getting into technology.
And going back to the questions, what was your path from then to now, like in ICT?
It wasn't a straight or direct path. I spent about 14 years in technology as a developer through to team leader, and then I moved into change management. From there, I moved more towards business transformation, but always with a technology flavor. For the last 10 years, I've moved back, being closer to technology through digital and innovation, through to managing a global technology. So the constant theme throughout my career has definitely been technology, but I've explored all the sort of adjacent aspects to it throughout my career.
Yeah, and talking more about your current job in tech, or what are you doing now?
Yeah, sure. So I left my CTO role in December. So at the moment, I'm really focused on mentoring, consulting, and supporting companies and individuals in and around technology in the fintech sector in particular, really providing a bridge between technology and business, and using my different industry and technological experiences to help others understand how technology plus the people that use it can really make the difference in business and economic outcomes.
So maybe there are other like hobbies or activities you do beyond your work, maybe on an everyday basis, or how it's up to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I used to like to travel, but obviously this was in the
Oh, yeah.
pre-COVID environment. But mainly I like to continuously learn about new things, whether it be about Neolithic history or dark matter theory, anything that I don't really have a good understanding on. I love to spend time walking or with water sports or Pilates, as well as trying to do some crafts with my hands like sketching or knitting. That way it keeps me connected between my brain and the rest of my body.
Yes, and it's a good approach to keep the life work balance,
Yeah,
not to overwork and to search for creativity, which is very essential for your work.
yeah,
The next question would be what do you like best in your job, in your activities?
yeah, sure. So technology for its own sake isn't what drives me. However, combining technology and people to solve real life business problems is what I'm passionate about. My view is that technology is actually a people business. It can be used to connect, explore, engage, and create new or better solutions for real problems. Much like you said earlier on, Nazerke, it's about actually connecting and engaging people. Without the human element, technology wouldn't happen, or, in my opinion, be at all interesting.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you that ICT field is not about hardware, as you said before. It's about connection, networking, communication, um, maybe some empathy for coworkers and for your team as well.
Exactly.
Can you share maybe some more examples of the things that you are done in your tech career and that make you really proud of yourself, like your great achievements that you're saying, I'm really happy that I did it.
Yeah, sure. So I've been very lucky, and there have been technology outcomes that I've contributed to that involved, patents, innovation, digital transformation, and other tangible outputs. However, the things I'm most proud of in my career are directly related to convincing people to have confidence in themselves, really providing encouragement or a framework for them to execute and then to support their continued achievement is really what motivates me. And when I've seen things when people or teams have confidence or belief in each other, it's truly amazing what they can deliver. And seeing people find a purpose or being delighted by their own achievement is really what motivates me and makes me proud to see what they can actually deliver in terms of outcomes.
Oh, great. So additional question here would be, can you share maybe some actual example of when you empowered a person at work or in team?
Yeah, sure. So one example would be that we were struggling to really help our customers manage through the COVID environment. And we had an idea from one of the deep learning and data analysts who said, look, we can create a deep learning capability and algorithm to take on board not only the financial information, but the sentiment information from across social media, and actually combine that to identify where our customers are struggling and therefore point our customer care staff towards working with those customers to help them improve their business or even stay in business. And as a result of that work, we actually submitted a patent, which is progressing through. But it's those sorts of activities where listening to the idea, which the person who came up with the idea wasn't sure and didn't have the confidence to actually push that forward on themselves, enabling them to spend the time to develop it and then share it with the rest of the business and apply it to a real world problem is actually what makes me proud in terms of it's not the patent per se, but actually the fact that we proved that listening to innovation within our teams and within our employees actually had a top and bottom line impact on our business.
Yeah, sure. It was not only your benefit, like your personal or your own professional benefit, but the benefit for that person and the company, the project overall.
Yeah,
This is like exemplary effect of how communication works well in teams and technology field. So maybe you can share some other lessons that you've learned during your career journey.
Yeah, sure. So most of my lessons are probably not specifically related to technology, but actually around how to navigate your career and your personal development. So my key lessons is I would actually say yes to opportunities, even if you're scared or not sure about it. Probably best expressed by feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't follow other people's beliefs or expectations. Find and follow your own. They're the only valid ones that you should be using as your direction. If you don't want to be judged or labeled, then don't do it to others. And diversity for me should cover everyone and not be restricted to gender or race or religion. Diversity has been proved time and time again to be beneficial to both businesses and individual, as no single person has all the answers. The beauty of technology and the challenge of it is that it can connect us all of the time. And that's what makes technology such a fascinating subject.
Yes, I'm very interested that you considered diversity in this multifaceted perspective, not only from the culture or gender, as we are talking right now, but it's the diversity can have many shapes and forms,
Yeah,
and it brings value to the project and the work in technology as well.
absolutely.
So, however, we all have some problems or challenges or bumps on the road. So, have you encountered any work challenges or personal challenges along the way in your work in technology?
Yeah, sure. So personally, I've been lucky enough not to experience any overt discrimination. However, I have experienced bias frequently during my career, some intended negatively and some not. But bias can be managed by either challenging it positively or by showing through action that it was actually incorrect. And I was very lucky in my career to have a sponsor in the form of a CEO who helped me overcome my imposter syndrome in my first executive role by deliberately asking for my opinion. By asking for my view and encouraging me to express my opinion, this helped me build confidence and enabled me to lean in. And I think this is something that each one of us in technology and across all industry segments should really do, is really encourage your teams and your co-workers to actually be valid and express their opinion, because actually this brings diversity to the table.
Yeah, yeah, you were truly lucky to have this sponsor, the CEO, the person who understood this balance and try to help you out, try to push you and not push, but encourage you to speak up, which is very motivating.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe you have like stories, for example, when you helped your female peer or colleague in the work where you coordinated or helped each other out in the all male industry by stereotype.
Yeah, so I was also lucky enough to work in a number of companies like Visa and like Ingenico, who actually had women in business networks, which I contributed to and thoroughly enjoyed. I think certainly I worked to make sure that it wasn't just, as I said before, just a women's network, that actually it was built for supporting all diversity. But certainly encouraging and sponsoring women in technology is something that I spend quite a bit of my time doing. And I think there is a place for both mentoring, coaching, but also sponsoring in terms of people proactively connecting individuals to opportunities which they wouldn't normally consider or think about, and actually encouraging them to apply or consider that role. And certainly, I have a number of examples where women have gone into, for example, cybersecurity or into UX, where they would not have normally thought about themselves as being real candidates for those sorts of roles.
Like being enough, like good enough
Yeah,
to participate and join. Yes,
yeah,
exactly. This is um, the fear among the girls that who think that they're not competent enough to contribute to the project.
yeah.
Yeah, but we should all overcome this with the experience from um, women like you. Yes, thank you again for sharing. So we have our last interesting question. Uh, since the series Talking Tech is about girls and women in technology, do you have any career or tech advice for girls, like a very specific advice for
Um,
female? Mhm.
Yeah, I think what is really amazing about technology today is that there are so many different roles in technology that no matter what really interests you, there is probably a role in technology that would suit you. Technology, in my opinion, is about being creative and problem solving. It's no longer a place just for maths or physics nerds, which I can see that it would have been in the past. What we really need in technology is creative and adaptive capabilities. And I've worked with people in technology who have degrees in music or dramatic arts and people with no degrees at all. So, in my opinion, there's no real barriers to women or young girls considering technology as a valid career path. And I think my other pieces of advice are really to develop and build your confidence and self belief. That's something that no one else can do it for you. It's a life's project and it's something that only you can do. Speak up, be present, and don't apologize. Your viewpoint is just as valid as anyone else's. And if that doesn't work for the company that you're working for, change that company and find one where it works for both of you. And be inclusive and diverse yourself. We all have biases, and challenging your own will help you challenge others. And that really is the sort of main thrust of my advice is really be open to technology. You can be as creative and visual as you want to be, particularly as technology moves into its low code next phase. So therefore, all of you creative types, everyone who wants to make a difference should consider a career in technology.
Yes, it's a very empowering all pieces of words like advice. Thank you very much. And as as a person who just started this past, I would also give some of my advices for girls and for actually for anyone. Don't be afraid. Take this step forward. Try, explore, discover. There's so many opportunities. There's not just about coding or learning these programming languages and sitting in front of the spreadsheets or analyzing tons of data. It's about communication. It's about people. It's about well managed processes. It's about many other things. Like the good company works not only on the good, well written code. So it works well with the people that are together as a team. And again, learning from experienced people like you is a very significant step forward for the starting personalities like me. Thank you again. And it's time to conclude our session today. Thank you, Paula, for your time and empowering thoughts that you've shared with our audience. And I really enjoyed our discussion today. And huge thanks to our viewers. Bye.